OSPF gives us a hierarchical routing structure. Now, the routing table doesn't work hierarchically, but OSPF's information is certainly hierarchical, as are the areas. So how do we make this work? Well, let's go through it. Let's look at first our routing table. On R7, we'll do a show IP route OSPF, and we'll see the IA routes. Those are inter-area, so that's type 3 routing information. I see some intra-area routes, just the O information. How do we work with this? How do I use an O or an OIA? And how do I know to go to R5 or R6? And in this case, if I do a show CDP neighbors, which router am I going to? Oh, I actually can just see that with the IP address. So it looks like in a lot of cases I'm going to R5 rather than R6. How is this selection made? Well, first we understand, or we have to know, the listing of all of the routes, the prefixes in our own area. And then Dijkstra's algorithm gives us the best way to reach each of those. We run Dijkstra's algorithm whenever we have to reach a new subnet. We then install the lowest route. So that's intra-area routing information. Inter-area routes are type 3 information. And what is that? It's a chunk of information that is shared by an area border router. And what we do is we say, what's our cost to reach the area border router? So if I'm R4, I'm going to be looking at the cost to reach the area border router, and then whatever cost is included in the advertisement. So we add my cost to the ABR to the cost that that router is advertising to me, and I'll install the best route. So if we were looking at this topology, what is the lowest cost? Well, it looks like the lowest cost this way would be, or the sum cost would be 20. And the sum cost through the top pathway looks like it's going to be 30. So it would be the way we would go. Well, it looks like we'd be doing something like that. If we're routing to R1, or maybe we're, routing back to network B. In either case, add the two together, our cost to the ABR, plus whatever they're advertising to us. ABR1 here could be getting routes two different ways. The routing information could cross between R4 directly. That would be intra-area routing information. And it could also be going from R4 to ABR2. And hey, two different ways of getting that. What is the preference here? So ABRs, yes, can get intra and inter-area routes. The intra-area route is always preferred, regardless of the cost. That is an important distinction here, because at this point, we may not be least cost routing. We are preferring intra-area routes.